Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI.
Yeah, so glad you're joining us.
I'm Fred Jones, and as always, I'm here with Daphne Blake.
Hey, Fred. I'm really excited to get into the news today.
Oh, it is a massive one today. So we're looking at an article on LinkedIn by journalist Olivia Nyland. The title is Anthropic Selects Banks for IPO as it Competes with OpenAI.
Right, which is just huge news for the industry.
It really is. And for you listening, we're going to figure out exactly what this historic shift in the AI landscape actually means. We're talking enterprise trust, huge capital movement, and, what this all means for your own career upskilling.
Because it definitely impacts everyone, yeah.
Exactly. So Daphne, Olivia Nyland reports that Anthropic has selected Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs as their lead banks for this IPO.
Right, and JP Morgan Chase is participating too, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay, so all the heavy hitters. And she mentioned the filing was done confidentially, right, with the exact timing just kind of depending on market conditions.
Yeah, they're playing it close to the chest, but the financials driving this, they're just staggering.
They really are. Like, LinkedIn user Anna Lynch highlighted that this IPO filing comes right after a Series H funding round. And that round was for $65 billion.
Which in the private market is just an astronomical amount of capital.
Seriously. And according to Lynch, that specific round pushed Anthropic's total valuation to $965 billion.
Yeah, nearly $1 trillion.
And Sumaya A., another commentator on the article, she noted that this means Anthropic has officially overtaken OpenAI. Because OpenAI is sitting at, what, an $852 billion private market value?
Exactly. They completely flipped the leaderboard.
Daphne, it's honestly like a rookie fighter just stepping into the ring and suddenly taking the heavyweight belt in the late rounds. I mean, Anthropic was only founded in 2021 by former OpenAI employees. How did they flip the valuation leaderboard so quickly?
Well, it comes down to actual enterprise adoption, Fred. It's not just hype. Let's go back to Olivia Nyland's reporting because it really grounds the facts here.
Right.
The banks are lining up because the revenue growth is just unheard of. Anna Lynch pointed out that Anthropic's revenue run rate exploded. It went from $9 billion at the end of 2025 to over $47 billion today.
Wait, $47 billion? I mean, I have to jump in here, Daphne, because that sounds a little bit like pure enterprise FOMO to me.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, like is a jump from $9 billion to $47 billion in revenue actually sustainable long term? Or are all these Fortune 500 boards just panicking, throwing money around so they don't look behind the times? Does this mean the AI race has actually been won by the big players, or is the landscape still, totally volatile?
That is a completely fair pushback, Fred. The landscape is definitely still volatile. And sure, there is some executive panic buying happening, but, and this is the key, you don't hit $47 billion just on FOMO.
Right, that's a lot of subscription fees.
Exactly. It reflects a major shift in institutional trust. Look at the parallel shift Sumaya A. brought up regarding government contracts.
Oh, the defense contract.
Right. The U.S. Department of Defense just committed $9.69 billion to Microsoft for AI-powered cloud and co-pilot services.
Wow. So governments are essentially betting their future on AI.
They are. The Pentagon doesn't buy software out of FOMO, They buy it because it's critical infrastructure, so that revenue is sticky. And as Marina Strova observed about this whole rivalry, it's not just a tech race anymore.
It's about solidifying dominance in the public markets.
Precisely. The IPO gives them the war chest they need to stay on top permanently.
But to stay on top, they need the tech advantage to back up that public market dominance. Which brings us to Anthropic's upcoming model, Mythos.
Yes, the Mythos model. This is where things get really interesting.
Because Anna Lynch had this great insight. She noted that during testing, Mythos uncovered thousands of high-severity software vulnerabilities.
Yeah, thousands. In enterprise code that had presumably already been checked by humans.
So it's basically like having an automated elite cybersecurity army.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Like an army that just catches the flaws that human testers inevitably miss because of fatigue or whatever. How does an enterprise capability like that specifically fuel the IPO momentum that Olivia Nyland reported on?
Well, think about what a high-severity vulnerability means for a massive corporation. It means data breaches, it means lawsuits, it means stock prices tanking.
It's a nightmare scenario.
Exactly. So if Anthropic goes to a Wall Street bank and says, hey, Our Mythos model can automatically audit millions of lines of your proprietary code and patch those vulnerabilities before hackers find them.
They're going to write a blank check for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It transitions their AI from a cool productivity tool into a mandatory security requirement. And that kind of indispensable utility is exactly what Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs want to underwrite.
That makes total sense. It's not just a chatbot, it's corporate armor. So what does this mean for you, our listener? We've talked about this massive capital shift, the IPO race, and how tools like Mythos are changing the game. But I want to leave you with a final provocative thought based on Anna Lynch's commentary.
Yeah, there's a bigger picture here.
Definitely. With all these tools, contracts, and billions in capital moving all at once, the board is being reset. So who will be the next industry challenger to turn into a global sensation? And more importantly, is your organization ready to lead this shift, or are you still just watching from the sidelines?
That's the million-dollar, or I guess trillion-dollar question, Fred. You really have to get in the game now.
You really do. Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Please buy us a coffee, and remember that we're experts at coaching you and your employees about AI.